Boom, baby! Oh my, let's go, baby! One. It's your boy, baby.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. We are here for another podcast. I am your host, Mr. Jalapeno from Jabbering Jalapeno on YouTube, Jab Jala on TikTok, and Mr. Jalapeno on IG. We have special guest Cam here. Go ahead and throw us your social medias.
Forging theories, forging reviews. Peep 'em.
But so for today, I busted out the new Moonknight shirt. Shout out to the wifey, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. Talking about predictions, theories, and what is to come from this phenomenal show that I'm going to be labeling as #1 show of 2022 already.
Damn. That's bold right off the bat.
Right off the bat, bro. I'm telling you, man. As soon as you put day and night, my boy Kid Cudi in the trailer, is over.
Dude, that was so good. That's one of my favorite things Marvel does. Their music that they use for all their shows is spot on. So I'm hyped. I'm ready. Let's get it.
All right. So let's start it off with the opening statement. What are you most looking forward to from Moonknight?
Dude, to be honest with you, I think my #1 thing that I'm looking for is how they explore the Moon Knight character, Mark Spector, Steven, whoever he's going to be, the dissociative mental disorders and his split personalities. I think that they can do so much with this. And I'm already getting vibes from Joker of how they explore just like the kind of like mental illness, how that looks. It's easy to do with a villain, but they're going to have to do it with a hero or anti-hero, however you want to look at him from the comics. But that is going to be so difficult, but I think it's going to be so crazy to see how they explore and just mess with us. Like, we're going to have no idea what's going on sometimes. And I have some theories on how they're going to do the seasons. But what do you think?
I'm excited for that, but I'm mostly excited for just how ruthless this guy looks like. He's going to be, I feel like he's going to put Batman, not to shame, but he's going to give Batman a run for his money in terms of like how relentless he is as a you know, crime fighting character. So
100%. 100%. Because you got to know, at least through the trailers from what we've seen, right? You can go through comics, but what has Marvel shown us so far? And they have shown he's whooping that creature in the bathroom. You see just kind of like how intense he is. And Moon Knight as a character isn't someone who is like Batman, where no guns, no killing. Like, Moon Knight is, if I deem you to be someone who's a threat, you're done. Like, you are just flat out done. There's no hope for you. And I'm going to do it any way possible. It's almost like Punisher vibes in that sense.
But yeah, let me get right into my first big question coming from the trailer. When does this take place in the MCU timeline, according to what you believe?
Current moment, what we see in the trailer, I'm going to throw it out there, say that it's going to flat out be current MCU timeline around Hawkeye, but they can go back in the past and easily mess around with that for season 2 and 3.
But, okay, so here, next question. Here we go. Where do you think we will see Moon Knight next?
I think he's best saved for the Blade movie.
I agree.
Personally. And then that introduction of, I know we've talked about it before and you can touch on it. You know these characters way better than I do. But, you know, the introduction of Midnight Suns. Like, setting that side team up.
So let's move over to the first question of Caliente o Frío. All right, Cam. So here we go. I want to know Moon Knight's costume, caliente o frío?
Bro, caliente. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. You see that they're taking a different take on his costume, which I really, really like. That it's almost symbiotic in how the way that they showed it forming, which makes sense to me because you go back to the origins in his comics. It's a suit that he kind of created on his own. It's just a white suit, cape, hood, those things. He got his weapons from Khonshu. But this really, I think, drives home the whole like mystical element of Khonshu giving him powers and that he is that avatar on Earth. And you would just assume that to draw those powers, you would have something like a suit that you know he's in like go mode when that comes on, and he has it whenever.
I think it'd be pretty
like-
cool if like
What are you thinking?
if the suit is an extension of Khonshu, and like let's say he gets like Blade, right? Let's say Blade like slashes his ass. It'd be cool if we can hear like a sound of like Khonshu in pain. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, Venom,
Ooh.
right? When Venom gets burned, Eddie isn't the one who is like
Yeah.
gasping for air. What the fuck? Is in pain. You know what I'm saying? Eddie's not the one who's in pain. Venom's the one in pain. So I kind of feel like if they were to dive into that and say that like the suit is a extension of Khonshu, and when the suit gets damaged, Khonshu feels that pain, and depending on how badly it damaged, then it leaves Mark Spector or whoever the personality is within the suit. That's how they start to get damaged.
I like that. I got one for you. Caliente o frío, Ethan Hawke as the villain of the Moon Knight series.
I think he's gonna be caliente. I'm a huge fan of like culty shit. I think it's like I know we've had some conversations way in the past about like the cult of Thanos. How there could be people out there, like we saw in Hawkeye, that said Thanos is right.
Yeah.
Let's say Thanos snapped and it dusted me, but it ended up saving my life because I was about to get murdered.
Yes.
Then I would worship him as a being. So I'm not sure what the hell the exact background is of Ethan Hawke's character. I know some people were saying he could be the Sun Knight or Shadow Knight or whatever the hell he is, but he clearly has manipulation powers of some sort that he can get a cult to believe in whatever the hell he is that he's preaching. So
Okay.
next part, we're going to do a fast lightning round, caliente o frío, for the cameos. So the first cameo I want to know from you, caliente o frío, Blade.
Ooh, Caliente. That's a storyline I need to see. Caliente o frío, connections to the Darkhold.
I'm going to have to go with caliente. Because the Darkhold has that, like, you know, it's rooted in that, like, dark mysticism and dark energy. And specifically the fact that there's, like, a werewolf in the show. I feel like that werewolf needed to have some kind of crazy ritual or seance or some shit that they use dark magic to, you know, transform him into that kind of character. And I think it's not going to be like very prominent, but you know, they could kind of see it in that the same curse that was put on whoever the hell becomes a werewolf came from the book of the Darkhold or whatever. Caliente o frío, Black Knight.
Ooh, frío. I'm gonna go frío. Not yet. He's too caught up in everything.
I mean, I would say like, how could you not cross over? But I just say out of convenience, yes. I mean, bro, for instance, let's just say Dane Whitman is the guy in the chair. Moon Knight goes and defeats this werewolf, and he's like, bro, what the fuck? There's werewolves? Let me find out who would know about this. He goes to a historian. That historian happens to be Dane Whitman. And Dane Whitman's like, oh yeah, by the way, my uncle was a fucking savage with a sword. I got one more for you.
All right, bet.
And we're going to keep it along the lines of England. Caliente o frío, Captain Britain.
Okay.
Played by none other than
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Henry Cavill.
No. Bro, insert bathroom Mission Impossible scene, please. Listen, now that would be a character. If Henry Cavill shows up, dude, get my man in a nice suit and tie, have him walking down the street, he pulls up, he meets him. I don't care how you do it, but if he showed up, at first I thought, no, I didn't want to see Captain Britain, but I'm going to be honest with you. If Henry Cavill shows up, first off, shots fired to DC, RIP Super. You know the implications that would have? I think that's more, I get more excited about that, not because of what it's going to do for the series, but what it's going to do to DC and the DCEU.
All right, lightning round. I gotta know. Give me your post-credit finale post-credit scene theory. Go.
Listen, I have two. One, we go through and actually see full on Werewolf by Night setup. Like full on hero version. Not a villain, but a hero. Two, we get some more vampires. And we have a group of underground vampires who are feeding on someone or doing something, or they break in and steal. I don't know. But I'm going to go, we're going to get werewolves or vampires.
My actual post credit scene, not like the mid credit scene. The post credit scene I would have done, similar to the vampires, but actually seeing Mahershala Ali Blade. Let's just say we don't even see maybe his face. We just see him from the back. He has the dual wheel swords. He's got the freshest fade, hair on point. Maybe he's like in some crazy ass watchtower, and you see like one of his targets is a vampire, and it ends up being like some crazy political important character or whatever, like some kind of like Batman Court of Owls-esque, where these vampires have been around so long that they've been kind of laying the groundwork for an invasion or like some shit, Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the podcast. Like I said earlier, if you guys want to join us, go ahead and hit us up on IG or any of our social medias, and we will gladly get you in here and listen to your theories and just bounce ideas off of each other. Thanks, Cam, for joining me with this weekly podcast. We always go crazy when it comes to these theories, and it gets me even more hyped. So I appreciate it. That's all for now.